finally, when you talk about retribution, where have you been, Susan Rice? Who were the people who tried to take Donald Trump off 25, 26 state ballots, unprecedented? Who were the people who, first time in history, impeached a president twice? Who were the people who tried him as a private citizen when he was out of office in the Senate, tried to convict him? Who were the people that were behind the Letitia James frivolous lawsuit that tried to bankrupt him with almost a $500 million fine because he took a loan out with the Deutsche Bank and they claimed that he overvalued the assets, which the Deutsche Bank said he didn't. They paid the interest on time to the profit of the bank, who had no complaint. Who was Alvin Bragg trying to shoehorn a federal offense onto a state law and said that Donald Trump's non-disclosure with Stormy Daniels was a federal campaign violation? Who were the people behind the crazy E. Jean Carroll persecution lawsuit that may have cost Donald Trump $90 million? Who were the people behind Jack Smith, who was knee deep along with the FBI and knew about that with Merrick Garland, the raiding the Mar-a-Lago, the home of Donald Trump, and the idea that Donald Trump violated some confidential agreement with the government when an archival dispute when Joe Biden had taken materials that were confidential and classified from his days in the Senate in 3 or 4 much less secure places. Who was behind all that? Who was behind Fannie Willis when a person calls the registrar and says, I know there's votes there, find them, as a lot of candidates do to every registrar when they feel that they're not adequately looking for votes that have been cast. There was a lot of things to be suspicious about in Georgia and turned that into a felony. All of those prosecutors were politically minded, biased, and ultimately found themselves in their own ethical dilemmas. But who did that? My point is, Susan Rice, your party has already taken out retribution. You were the ones that politicized the Department of Justice. You were the ones going back to 2015 and 16 with Russian collusion, 2020 with laptop disinformation. Your entire career of the Democratic Party, your career, Hillary Clinton's career, Barack Obama, has been to destroy Donald Trump. So we don't need lectures on retribution. You've already tried to practice retribution against Trump. And I don't think you're going to be in a position of power necessarily in the Congress in 2026. And I have a pretty good idea you won't come back to power in 2028. But otherwise, you really displayed your true nature and put your cards on the table. And I don't think that your opponents are going to be naive once they understand what your true intentions are, which are completely vengeful and incoherent. November's a long way away, so I wouldn't be so sure, Susan Rice.